0. Oh my god, this is gonna be the intro now.
What's up, everybody? That is the $2 bill song by Cheddar Cheese. Y'all know what's up. Speaking of $2 bill, we have Napster Man on the show today. On this Thursday edition of hold on, wait. On this Thursday edition of the InsidersTV Daily Fantasy MLB show, sponsored by FantasyElite, the app that you can get in the Apple Store and play.
What is happening right now?
I thought you were maybe gonna do the Leone voice, and now I'm disappointed that you didn't.
It's like a racist wannabe black voice, I think is what he was trying to do.
Not,
I don't really know, though.
I thought he was gonna go, Eric, you know that's a $20 bill, not a 2.
I don't have any 2s. Those are hard to get.
Nap, come on. Put that $20 bill up against the screen again.
No.
Put it on the screen again. I know what I'm talking about. I'm from Buffalo. We print money up here. All right. So today on the show we have Napster Man, Dan Gaspar, Mr. Tuttle 05, and Davis Maddock hosting the show. We're going to be doing a 3-man with the gross slate of games today, so I'm not sure how that's going to go, but we'll see. And then we're also going to be doing a little bit of a experiment. We're going to talk some strategy. So we're not going to force we're not going to talk for an hour about today's games because there's only 5 games. So we should be able to get through pretty quickly. So we'll be talking strategy. We're also going to have a contest. And after we talk about pitchers, I'll let people know. I'm going to put up a word, and if that word is said during the show today by our host, whoever replies first will get a $25 credit to your Fantasy Elite account. So, but the word has to be said.
So am I not supposed to look at the...
No, you guys will not be looking at the screen when I let them know the word.
It's definitely... I mean, don't make it a swear word, because then it's gonna...
No, it's not a...
then it's got a 100% chance of happening.
Why would I make it a swear word?
Dave doesn't even say swear words on the show.
Yeah, damn. All right, so on the show today, we've got a 5-game slate. We've got some pretty gross pitchers, so I'll just let Davis take it from here.
Yeah, we're just going to start talking about today's games. I mean, last night was a gross short slate too, but for anyone who listened to the show, they definitely had a profitable night because we basically gave away the nuts on the show yesterday. Like we gave you Ortiz, we gave you Murphy.
Wait, why didn't you suggest Ortiz?
Dude, Ortiz was sneaky, man.
Yeah. So
no, we got a tweet at us that was like,
we did.
Let me go say Ortiz.
And I was like, literally, we said if you play a first baseman other than Ortiz, like you're wrong. So yeah, we gave away like an 80-point FanDuel lineup on the show yesterday. So I hope that you guys did that because, well, actually, I hope everyone is in the chat right now loaded up on that Survivor tournament because we talked about it on the end about how it overlaid a ton. So I hope everyone listening got in on that. How many entries do you have in that, Nap?
I did 3. I have 12 teams with 4 little trains just in case one has a horrible. I can get 8 through. So I think FanDuel might get screwed on this because I think someone's going to get 5 teams in the final.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. It's certainly possible. It'd be hilarious if they did.
Draft Sheet's got at least 40. Smizzle's got at least 50, I think. So someone's going to have 10 or 20 in the final, round, I think. And why not go for all 5?
Why does that screw FanDuel?
Because
the top 5.
They want 5 people to get there to have like a film it and if one person's just sitting there free rolling, it's gonna be hilarious.
Top 5 goes to Vegas, but that's what I was saying earlier that as much overlay as there was yesterday, now there's no overlay. Sure, there might be dead money with people not setting their lineups, but there's gonna be lots of trains. So if you get 3 or 4 people with 25 to 50 person trains, then you're talking about having to get in the top 300. Of course, if those trains don't do good, then you're in good shape.
Yeah, if like Peter's train like doesn't make it one night or something, like there's gonna be nights where like hundreds of extra entries don't make it through.
I think what I'm gonna be doing, because I put 2 teams of 7 in last night. Both teams did really well, which kind of sucks. I was talking to TF Belongia, who like
he won.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's like he won the Survivor tournament. I was like, dude, it just sucks to have that good of a score on the first day of a Survivor tournament because
you didn't put that in the strikeout. He would have won.
Well, he won the line drive, I think.
Okay, that's good.
I was like 116th in it last night with my score, and I forgot to enter GPPs, so that was fun.
Cool, Davis. So basically, you're going to have like I think what I would be doing is like every subsequent round I'm going to add another version. So I did 2 versions last night. For the next round, I'll do 3 versions. For the next round, I might keep it 3 or 4. But I've thought kind of about how I'm going to strategize this.
Well, let's talk about some strategy right now. So for basketball in cash games, it's a pretty good strategy. Well, the strategy that I used was I just played one lineup on every site. In the tournaments and in the cash games, I just played my one optimal lineup that I thought was going to do well. And so far for baseball, that's what I've been doing for cash games too, is just playing one team. So, Tuttle, for cash games in baseball, do you just run out one like main team, or do you try and vary it up as far as what you're doing for your cash games? Like, do you hedge with pitchers and stuff like that?
Nah.
Tuttle doesn't do that anywhere.
What's that?
You don't do that anywhere.
Well,
you are a non-hedger.
My theory, and stupid cat is in my way.
Sproles, dude.
My theory, and Davis and I were talking a little bit about game selection a little before the show. My theory is you can get your variance based on if you're smart with your game selection. And so there's no need to vary your lineup because you can get variance from your opponents.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I was talking to Kenny G. He's a poker player. He's like pretty big on DFS Twitter. I think most people probably know who he is. But I was texting him the other day. And we were talking about how he was saying the same thing where he plays everything from $2 games to 109 games in terms of like 3-mans and head-to-heads, and that's where he gets his variance from too. And I think that's probably a good idea because if one of your lineups does really well and another one of your lineups in cash does like super poorly, like that's just super frustrating. Yeah. So I think the best way to do it is rather than hedge is just try and get like one optimal lineup, like as optimized as you can get it, and then just play that across the board. Now, Nap's on a different level because Nap is probably one of the best like tournament players for every sport alive. So like I think you approach things a lot differently than the way the average DFS player does because your focus is not on cash really at all.
I mean, yeah, some like Draft Day is my single entry site. Like Draft Day, I just make one team and click, like any game I want to play. And I'll put multiple teams if the Field of Dreams overlays. That's kind of like their main nice payout tournament. There's a $27 one. That's pretty nice, like $300 for first single entry. I like that. So yeah, I mean it's fun doing one team. It's like you just I like it. It's just but DraftKings DraftKings just has so many high first prize tournaments. Like you want to get yourself the best chance to win.
Yeah. I think that's something worth noting. Like, I think for baseball, definitely more so than basketball, there's value in having different teams and relying on different players, different pitchers in tournaments. Like, for basketball and football, I think that there are very clear, obvious, optimal plays. But for baseball, it's a probability game. So you could say that there's a 60% probability of this team hitting, a 30% one of this, but if this hits, they're going to be so low owned. It's a much more mathematical game when you really get to talking about tournaments like that. So I think that multi-entry GPPs for baseball over the long run are probably more profitable than football and basketball to me, or just would have a larger profit potential over the long run.
It's all about your skill set too, like. For me, like I don't have the ability to enter like multiple like Nap does. I mean, he like you said, he is the best at it.
Yeah.
And
McJester is actually, but
oh yeah, okay. Up until basketball season, you were the best at it. McJester has taken that crown from you as far as multi-entry.
Even baseball, I'm looking at baseball teams now. They're getting sick.
Some of it though, it just involves time, putting time into it, and like organizing it. And there's definitely a method to the madness. For me, I just like to basically play a lot in the last 15 or 20 minutes. I'll see kind of what's out there, and then I'll start clicking. I think part of it has to do with NBA stuff. Like, I still want that rush of entering games to the last seconds, and you don't get that with MLB. So I think it's just all about your personal like situation, like how much time
there's
you
a
have
way
to
you
put
can
into
get
it.
that rush in, though. Just don't fill out any teams. Just buy entries into like thousands of dollars worth of games, and then just don't have a team set until like 10 minutes before lock.
Exactly.
Wow.
So there is. It's all about like what you're good at. One of the reasons why I'm not really key on the shows is because I feel like my baseball knowledge is inferior to, like, I'm not going to get up there and just spout off knowledge or like basically regurgitate everyone else's knowledge and just basically copyright infringe myself. I don't know what that means.
I mean, that's the way I felt about baseball even like a month ago, but now I feel way differently because I've really put the time in to learn baseball. Like, I spend 4 or 5 hours a day on baseball, not even just for daily research, just learning about like theories of the game. And like, it's really important to pick up latent information for whatever sport you're playing, which is, I think we talked about this before the show yesterday. The reason that I watch baseball games is not because I think that I learn anything from like, oh, you can see that he hit 3 line drives. Like, I don't think that's important. You can learn that from a box score. But you pick up all sorts of information about, like... No, Knapp obviously disagrees with me.
How can you learn that from a box score?
Not your traditional box score.
If you look on Fangraphs, you can see if a guy hit a line drive yesterday.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like an ESPN box score.
Yeah, not a traditional box score.
No one should be using traditional box scores for this stuff. Everyone should be looking at Fangraphs and Baseball Reference. But... it's super important to, if you want to remain profitable. Now, if you just want to play dailies for fun and watch this show and play a couple $100 worth of games every day, that's something different. But if you want to really become profitable, you need to learn about the sport that you're playing from like every possible angle, for sure. All right. You guys want to talk about today's games? Are you ready?
Yeah, do you have the draft set up?
Well, we have to just go and enter it. We just have to go and get in a 3-man. I can't challenge both of you.
Yeah, so we need to do that.
I don't see one.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to put up the word. Let's see.
I bet it's dong.
Gross.
What is Dink? What are you telling me is good advice to not watch the games or to take just
not setting your lineup.
The 2 triples are full in the Elite lobby right now, or they're occupied.
All right, we'll get Grant.
I can just play a head-to-head versus both of you.
No, we'll get Grant to set up a triple.
No, that's stupid. Yeah.
Here is I need you guys to all look away real quick.
What if I don't want to?
Well, you don't really have a choice. Here is the word.
I'm not gonna let go. What is it?
I want to look. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
So,
all right, cool. Well, let's talk about this.
Dink goes to Africa. It's one word.
If someone says if someone says the word, then just type in 1. Whoever types in 1, I'm sure you're gonna get a lot of trolls typing in 1 now. But whoever types in 1, as soon as the word is said, will get the credit. So should be fun if the word is said or phrase or said.
Okay. All right. Well,
wait. It can be a phrase now too.
Yeah, or words.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about today's pitchers. I'm gonna let Tuttle talk about Matt Cain, and then I'm gonna talk about Eovaldi.
All right. And for those asking in the chat, if you win, you get a $25 credit to your FantasyElite account. We had a couple people ask. Okay, so I'm supposed to talk about Matt Cain?
Yeah, you're supposed to talk about why you like him the most out of tonight's pitchers.
Because it's an absolutely gross slate of games, and there's really not very many options to choose from. I think he's probably.
Do you just think he's safer than Eovaldi?
Yeah, I think he's safe. I don't mind going Eovaldi either. I think he have more strikeout potential with Kane. Not that he has better strikeout stuff, but the batters he's facing tend to strike out more than the Giants do. I don't think you're going wrong if you take any pitcher in that park for your top play. But my lean would be to Matt Cain. Slight favorite, more strikeout potential in my opinion. He would be my pitcher.
Eovaldi is averaging 1 more K per 9 than Kane is, for whatever that's worth. Now,
And
Kane also
throws harder.
Yeah, well, of course he does.
Well, like I said, Eovaldi he does have better K per 9. But the Giants strike out more than I expected this year against right-handed pitching. It looks like the Marlins are second against right-handed pitching at 24.8% strikeout rate, and the Giants are up there at 23.1%.
Now, I think this is you guys because I really think this is a close decision because Kane has not been great this year, and then Eovaldi has basically outperformed his projections, like his ZiPS projections all year long. So when you look at something like this, do you ever look at the opposing lineup and say, well, Stanton could ruin Kane's night with one swing of the bat, whereas on the Giants lineup, I mean, I guess Morse could, but Morse isn't particularly someone that you're going like, oh, he's just an insane power hitter. He can knock one out from anywhere. Is that ever something that you guys analyze? I think that is it's definitely an anecdotal decision, but it's something I look at for sure.
I think just the Giants. I mean, both pitchers scare me. Both lineups are hitting right now. Like Giants put up 11 the other day against Tehran, or 12, I think.
Well, there's a pitcher who outperformed his ZiPS projections. I'm not a big fan of him at all.
Giants are not. They're not that safe, even without Morse. Posey, Pence hit a homer opposite field. Like Crawford can hit a splash landing, whatever.
Yeah.
Another night.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they're all 1 to 7's dangerous. So I mean, I do think you need to take someone from that game though. Like unless you go Skaggs Ventura, I think that could be sneaky. It's just I'd rather take the guy at home that just feels safe. Kane just feels safer. It's just weird.
Well, I think if you're going to be anecdotal like that and say there's this one guy that can do damage, and you mentioned Stanton, I think you have to take it a step further, and you have to apply that towards who's going to be on the mound. If it's going to be a veteran or if it's going to be a guy that's a little younger in his career. Kane's going to be smarter pitching around someone like Stanton. And then after you're done with Stanton, who do you have? I mean, Kane's not going to throw him a fastball right down the middle. Like it's not going to happen.
Kane has been disastrous against bad teams though. Like Kane, he's been like super bad against like the Padres, who are the worst offense in baseball.
Unless they're facing Miami.
I mean, Miami on the road honestly might be as bad as the Padres are, like always. So I get it. Like I definitely get it. I mean, obviously part of this right now for me is I've used Eovaldi every time he's been really good, and I've avoided him in his blow up spots. So like I have a confirmation bias there where I was like, oh, Eovaldi's good, I'm going to take him, and then it worked out for me, whereas the only time I've taken Kane all year, it was one of his disaster starts. So, like, just from my experience, I'm more like, well, I would rather go with Eovaldi. I think we should probably talk about Ventura, though, because I actually...
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that. So, he obviously is pitching at Kauffman, and that is not a place where you want to be as a power hitter, but you want to talk about guys who can ruin your night super quick. Adam Jones and Chris Davis, like your night can just be over right there. Like if those guys get a hold of a couple pitches, it's over. And it's not like Ventura is going super deep into games. So as much as like Giordano's maybe my favorite pitcher right now, but I don't think I can use him against this offense. In cash games. Now I think he is a great tournament option. Would you consider him for cash games, Tuttle?
Yeah, I think with how gross the slate is tonight, I think you're almost considering pretty much anyone as your cash game option. I don't think there is a safe cash game option tonight, so I'm fine with Giordano if you want to throw him out there. Obviously, Pitcher's Park, like you said, that works to his advantage. Obviously, got strikeout potential. Orioles don't strike out a ton, but they also don't walk a ton, which is what Ventura's weakness is.
Yeah, they're much worse without Wieters in the lineup too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're replacing their best hitter with a guy from the minors.
Yeah, and they get Chris Davis back, which gives them they've had that the last few games. But overall, if you're taking Chris Davis or Wieters, you obviously want to go Chris Davis. Makes that offense a little more potent. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I guess the one thing that when you look at it, like I said, the Orioles don't walk a ton. So that's the one thing that Giordano tends to struggle with. So if you're looking at it that way, they're not necessarily going to exploit his biggest weakness tonight, which would give you a decent reason to take Giordano.
Yeah. I think it's definitely worth mentioning Tyler Skaggs, just because the Rays have been so bad against left-handed pitchers, like so incredibly terrible against left-handed pitchers. Now, Skaggs has had like some super bad blow-up starts this year, but I definitely don't hate using him just because the Rays can't do anything against left-handed pitchers. Like, all of their best hitters are right-handed batters, and Ben Zobrist, who's a switch hitter and normally is in the 2-hole against lefties, is out with a sprained thumb. Are you on Skaggs at all, Nap?
Yeah. On 2-pitcher sites, maybe not cash game. Like, I think Kane Ventura is what I'm doing, but Skaggs, he's under 8K at home. It's not like it's like over 85 degrees. Like, any fly ball could get out there. The Rays are, I don't know if they're due, but like, man, they do suck right now. Like, Sean Rodriguez is going to be in. Jennings, what happened to him? He just can't hit anything right now. Like, if they stay what they are right now, like, Skaggs is definitely, I could see him getting over 20 on DraftKings.
Oh, definitely.
But there's a scary lineup again. I mean, they could break out at any moment, is what I'm saying. Basically, like, they're not like they're all professional hitters, kind of. So
yeah, that's fair.
It's a tournament play. I mean, on this kind of night, I think you have to consider a guy at home against a struggling lineup.
Well, and it's not like he's a bad pitcher, though. Like, Skaggs was like a top prospect and has definitely shown promise at some point. So it's not like using him is like not punting at all, though. Like, you have reason to take him. It's not just an opponent-dependent thing, like taking Eric Stoltz against a bad offense at home. It's not like you're not completely punting and just hoping he gets through 6 scoreless. It's not like that at all. There's not really any other pitchers worth talking about. Like, you're not playing Bedard. Like, you're not. Let's see who else is here.
Chen's the only one I looked at. I don't really like Chen ever. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a tournament player. Someone mentioned that in chat. He could put up 6 innings, 6 Ks and a win, but
I'm not gonna lie. I want to play Chase Whitley tonight.
Chase Whitley.
Yeah. Talk about Whitley and DeGrom.
When I looked at how bad the starting pitching options were tonight, I actually started my FanDuel lineup with Whitley in the lineup. And then there's just you can't fill a lineup out because the batting options are so cheap tonight, where you just can't fill out a lineup. So I'm basically going to end up on Kane probably. But Whitley, of the 2 pitchers going in that game, both getting their first major league starts, Whitley has, because of the opponent he's facing, but also just his stuff in general, has the more strikeout potential. He's actually striking out a lot in AAA this year. He's only through 26 innings, but 10.94 Ks per 9. He's projected more around 7 per 9. So nothing to write home about. But only 3,000 on FanDuel. I think he's actually probably going to be my second pitcher on DraftKings, just because the opponent he's facing, the park he'll be in, strikeout potential. I don't mind him. I think he's a decent option tonight.
So you wouldn't be like stacking Mets though?
No, definitely not stacking Mets. I'm hesitant to stack the Yankees too. DeGrom's definitely the lesser of the 2 pitching tonight, but I've read some stuff out there that a lot of people think he's actually an underrated prospect. That he has pretty good stuff. And I actually read a pretty interesting tidbit about some of his minor league numbers. He's, because of his slider and change, that are pretty advanced.
In Las Vegas, right?
Well, he's pretty good against left-handed batters, which you wouldn't suspect, because his slider and change are advanced. So I think it's probably best to avoid most of that game altogether because it's just so hard to predict, players making their first start unless you're getting, someone that's just obviously going to get shelled. But I don't think you're going to have that in this instance.
I kind of, well, we can talk about this later, but I definitely kind of like Ellsbury and Gardner a little bit, I think. But just because I think because what you're saying is we're talking about, I think people might not be on them because of the unpredictability of someone making their first start. Now, it is worth noting when Cardi was on the show the other day, we talked, or maybe this was you, Total, they were talking about the data shows that the best time to take a pitcher is in their first start. Like, minor league call-ups tend to do their best in their like first two starts before anyone gets a chance to see their pitches, which would definitely make sense. These guys have no feel for the pitches that they're going to be seeing and trying to hit.
Yeah, very very little tape on the guys in the big leagues. They don't really know what they're going to expect. The way my lineups are being constructed, the Yankee, even though I'm not going to, go a full-out Yankee stack, I'm definitely probably going to have some exposure to the guys you mentioned, Ellsbury, Gardner. I think if you're taking players in this game on an offense, it's going to be some Yankees guys.
I think Solarte is definitely, he's
a real thing. Solarte's a real, yeah. Like, I don't even think it's like a right now thing. Like, I think Solarte is like a major league hitter. And like, I was talking about this with Dink. I was talking about this with Dink the other night, and he's like, I don't know, man. It just really rare for these like older prospects to like become things. But I was like, man, I think Solarte is like a real thing. Like, I think he's gonna stick around for the Yankees for a long time. And so as long as he remains at these prices against these bad pitchers, I don't have any problem taking him. Yeah, and FCK mentioned in the chat there's a great platoon advantage for him tonight because he is a switch hitter, but he's much better from the right side of the plate.
Why don't you like Cole? Like I don't even consider a guy who's not swinging the bat well. Like, you just don't even look at that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that more often than not, that is noise. Like, now there definitely is times where it's just it's skill erosion, and like a guy's just not going to get it back. Like, I think we're seeing that with Billy Butler right now. Like, he's bad.
I mean, just young guys who are struggling, like not like old.
Yeah, young guys who are struggling. So basically, these guys, Tom Tango did this study, right? And from 2000 to 2003, he took every hot streak where someone had a weighted on-base average over 550, either 550 or 500 for 5 straight games, and then found out their expected WOBA for their next game, and then their actual WOBA. I need to say weighted on. It sounds so stupid. And what he found was that the expected weighted on base average was. What he found was that these hitters were actually 5 points worse after a 5-game hot streak in terms of weighted on base average after a 5-game hit streak. So it's a thing where our brains, the way humans are programmed, we are absolutely programmed to see patterns in everything.
Hold on. Was that 5th game? Was it only guys in same situations? Were they in worse weather games, lefty? Like, were they all the same? Like, because I mean, I'm sure you can fade a guy who's hot if he's at a horrible situation, but I mean, if he's hot in a similar spot, like.
So the point of using 3 years of data would be to wade all of that out, right? It would be to have such a massive amount of plate appearances that it wouldn't matter if it was a lefty on lefty, because there would be an equal number of guys in good situations and in bad situations, in mediocre situations. And so guys were actually 5 points of weighted on base average under what you would under their, well, I forget exactly how they phrase it. Yeah, so I think that there is some legitimacy to it. Like for example, Ortiz. When Ortiz is locked in, he's locked in. We know that about him. We have a large sample in his career of him hitting 4 home runs in 3 games, stuff like that. But in general, it's something that I try to avoid in my analysis, because I think it's a way to make faulty decisions and to be like a prisoner of the moment in the guys that you're picking.
Okay, and then like the price depends on them that night too. Like if Ellsbury was like, I think someone said draft share. I haven't looked there today, but like he's still like
69
on DraftKings. DraftKings, he's still like over 45, I think, and like I don't know why he's never dropping, but when he gets low, I think I'll start taking him. But I just like seeing a guy, show something before I'm going to jump on him in a one lineup guy.
Wow. Quote of the day. Masterman.
I said it?
No, you didn't say it. But you did say I want to see a guy show something before I jump on him.
I didn't even notice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think that basically, like, the argument is, like, for example, Tommy G is like, I don't believe in numbers. I don't use numbers. If I use numbers, I'm going to use BVP. Well, Tommy is obviously a good player and gets results. Like, he's got a Vegas seat, like, obviously. So I don't think that there's one way to go about it. But I'm saying in my decision-making, I just don't look at that stuff. Like, I will never take Paul Goldschmidt versus... damn it. I'll never take... I'll never take him against Lincecum just because the BVP tells me to, you know? Like,
It'd be epic if gold shit was the word.
Yeah, that would... So the chat's just going to be full of ones for the rest of the show is what we learned. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, I got off on a tangent. It really depends on their price and the park and who they're pitching against, but yeah, or facing, but...
Well, and that's another thing.
I think there's something in guys who are confidence is more what I'm talking about, not hot, but like, yeah, they're just...
yeah. There's no way you're wrong about that.
I keep saying guys are hot. They're swinging their wood well, sorry.
My response to that would be, you're absolutely right. Like, confidence and like seeing the ball well, I think are absolutely real things that baseball players think is real, which is really important. But it would be hard for me to quantify that into a way that I can make it actionable information, and that's something like
I mean, it's an eye test thing also. Like,
yeah,
the guy's like just taking crazy hacks, but some of them go and play randomly. I mean, he's still not like confident, but like he's like everything's like right on. Tough pitches, he's fouling off. Like that kind of thing is confidence thing.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong at all. But yeah,
right, let's go to some actual helpful stuff.
Okay, all right. Well, we're probably done with pitchers, so we can move on to hitters. So let's just start with catchers. I mean, we already kind of talked about this game a little bit, but the guy that I like tonight is McCann. Like, I think his skills kind of line up for him having a good night.
I'd much prefer Yan Gomes.
Yan Gomes? Okay.
Over Brian McCann. I'd much rather go Gomes over McCann. I think with McCann, you have a lot of that. He could certainly have a good game. But again, I'm going to tend to stay away guys making their first start in a catcher or a hitter that hasn't seen his stuff before. Again, DeGrom's not exactly a heralded prospect by any means, but he's supposedly underrated, so we'll see how that turns out tonight. But yeah, I'd rather go Yan Gomes. I think Chris Ionetta's in play. And then you see a lot of guys in the chat saying Salvador Perez, of course.
The only problem I would have with taking Gomes is that he doesn't hit high enough in the order. Like, yeah, obviously if they have a great night and he gets 5 at bats, that's awesome. But I just in general I like to take guys who are in the top 5 just because we talk about that expected RBI drop off after that point. Now obviously like David Murphy last night, he was hitting out of the sticks, so had the best night. Like if you didn't have David Murphy on your team, you weren't winning a GPP last night. Like you needed him on your team. But Gomes is a really talented hitter, and I don't really understand why they hit him so low in the order, actually. Like, they leave Asdrubal Cabrera up there in the 5-hole when he's been just, like, pretty terrible all year. So I don't really understand that.
This guy making his debut tonight's even hitting ahead of him, Jesus Aguilar. Like, that's kind of weird. Like, I thought Gomes would be at least above him.
Yeah.
Is that Fatal Error's brother?
I was going to make a joke, but I thought it was too corny. Good job, Dan. I was going to make an Aguilar joke. You got me. Dang it.
It's just... I mean, I was looking at Perez versus Gomes, basically, and I don't know. It's just, I'd rather have a guy going against J. Happ in that park who's crazy hot. Not crazy hot, but like, long last night.
That park.
I don't mind Perez. It's just a feeling. They could probably end up pretty similar, you know, I think. If I had to pick one, I would go Gomes. It's a preference tonight, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we missed. Let's talk about stack. So it looks like the guys that you guys are both leaning towards an Indian stack tonight. It seems like.
Not really.
No. Well, you both hopped over Gomes immediately.
They're your best option.
Best option?
Yeah, I think they are. Who do you have, Nat?
Best stack option, man. I'm actually liking the Blue Jays. Someone in that game is definitely one offense I think is going to blow up, but Salazar's just. I think Blue Jays are just kind of, after getting kind of shut out last night, Salazar's just known for straight balls getting donged. Yeah, that was for Dave.
When Salazar doesn't have it, those balls are leaving the park.
He likes fastballs, and Blue Jays just, I think they're going to go off. Like, every fastball's going out, I think.
I'm going to say the Angels because I've stacked against Eric Bedard his last 3 starts. I'm pretty sure his ERA over those 3 starts has got to be like 0.8 or something because it's just been like every time I'm just like, what the fuck is Cy Bedard doing out there on the mound? Like, this is terrible. And so eventually it's going to hit. Eventually he's going to give up like 11 earned runs and then get into that Tampa bullpen that is just taxed. And I think the Angels have the hitters who can get it done pretty much. And I mean, we're going to talk about this guy later, but like just even throwing in an opposite-handed power hitter like Cron and then Albert Pujols and Mike Trout, like, and I just think that's a really good situation. And because their leadoff hitter and their 5-hole hitter, Ibar and Cron are cheap, you can do a stack like really efficiently and get in whoever else you want at those other spots. I think that's like the number 1 team I'm looking to stack tonight.
I think Calgill's going to lead off, usually when it's lefties. Ibar's, man, he's struggling. I think he's going to be in like the 8-hole tonight, actually.
Well, I guess, yeah, because it depends on if because sometimes they let Calgill lead off, and then sometimes they don't. It's weird. He either bats like 1st or 9th.
Yeah. And it's great conditions there. I think wind's blowing a little out to right. It's like 86 degrees, and it's going to be some balls flying there. Like,
yeah.
Hopefully not Rays, because I'm not really too much on Rays. But man, Angels are definitely stacking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about shortstops then. Kind of barren there tonight. I don't even remember who I have in, honestly. So I should probably look that up. Oh, I have Mike Aviles in because I do think the Indians are stackable. But he's hitting 9th, which is weird because he's another one of those guys who bats like 2nd or 9th. Managers are so stupid.
He's been leading off too, but man, Bourne lefty. I guess they're just riding him.
Yeah, so that is apparently a thing that we're dealing with tonight. But who are you guys looking at shortstop? I guess are you on Jose Reyes tonight, Nap?
Yeah, his price. It's not, ideal. I think he's most expensive on draft day. He's most expensive on DraftKings. FanDuel, you think he's 39?
He's 30. He's 38.
38. I think that's the main site if you don't want to spend on a position like DraftKings. It's kind of a draft day. You're kind of forced to use up a ton of salary on him there. But FanDuel, I think, is kind of almost must play. Just Aviles is 1,000 less. I like Alcides Escobar, kind of that middle guy.
Yeah.
He's pretty hard, great against lefties. So FanDuel, I like Reyes. Other sites, I'm not really using them. I am using Escobar almost everywhere. Just I don't like much else tonight. It's just.
Yeah, I think that's definitely reasonable. Like, I don't know why anyone would go against that. I think I am going to leave Aviles in just because he's so cheap, and I do think the Indians. I think the Indians get to him tonight.
Asdrubal's okay against lefties this year. It's just I think too many will be on him after. I don't know. What do you think, Tuttle? I'm just not feeling many Indians tonight. It's probably stupid.
Asdrubal's probably my top option.
Okay.
For sure, just because it's crap.
Oh, all right, Derek Carty.
Someone's getting
your Asdrubal Cabrera.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's always going to be a good night when we can't agree on like any players. Like we've all have said different options now, so all of our lineups are going to be way different tonight.
It's a short slate. You got to think kind of what other people are going to do, and I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Shortstop. Anyone in the chat? Any other guys?
Yeah, if you guys have questions.
Hardy's
He's
just
trash.
man against Ventura.
Yeah.
Unell's never really in play for me. He's always batting ninth. I don't really like Brandon Crawford. Maybe he can dong anytime. Great against righties. So yeah.
If anyone's seen an Angels lineup yet, Grant Green is shortstop eligible on FanDuel, and sometimes he hits as high as like 7th or 6th. Not that I think he's any good.
Yeah, Sean Rudd. I think on not draft only. I think FanDuel is shortstop eligible. Is he or yeah? Sure. He's 2,900. That's a great play. Probably bat 5 or 6 tonight. Yeah, this depends on the site and. FanDuel's definitely
it's
weird.
Absolutely site dependent. I don't know who it's one of those nights where wherever I'm not going to make that a priority position. Like I'm going to find guys I like at other spots and then just sort of fill in there like wherever I can is basically how that's going to go. But yeah, I think we can probably move on to second base though. I don't think there's any other shortstops we really need to talk about. Any love for God, second base is gross too. Giovatello versus Wei Yin Chen. He should be super cheap everywhere.
Yeah,
Ryan Rayburn.
Rayburn, yeah.
Yeah, Rayburn. He's
I'd much rather have Rayburn over Giovatello. If you're going cheap, I think Rayburn's.
FanDuel are both second base, right?
Yeah, I think so. Rayburn is.
You can put both on DraftKings draft day. DraftKings, I think he's probably the must play at 2K. Murphy and Kendrick are like 5K. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rayburn's like 600 less on FanDuel. That seems like in the 3-hole. I think I like that better.
Yeah, but I think if you're spending though, I think Kendrick's your guy against Bedard.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Bedard is the pitcher. Like I'm gonna break all ties by like, can I get a guy in against Bedard tonight? I think him and Happ are the guys that I would like to take players against. So Rayburn and Kendrick are the guys that I'm going to be looking at tonight. But, I don't know. There's not any other middle infielders we need to talk about. Middle
Tyler
infield's kind of
Skaggs.
What?
Tyler Skaggs.
What?
Tuttle.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah. For those of you not knowing, basically Tuttle and Davis are playing a 3-man. Maybe
you mean a head-to-head?
We can get. I want Tuttle and Knapp to face off on Elite. Maybe if we'll definitely do a draft. I'm not sure if we'll be doing it on air, but we'll link it because I
killed Tuttle tonight. He's drawn dead.
Yeah, and I
he's drawn so dead.
Basically, I think the matchup we haven't had is Tuttle versus Dan. So
Tuttle versus Dan. I agree. I haven't played myself yet.
Oh,
I was like, what?
Sorry.
Ventura and Eovaldi have been on
the Davis same... last time. What's Orange talking about?
And I beat Davis last night. Oh, it's because
JJ.
It's because we don't. It's because we don't tout our own wins. We don't
tweet it
as wild. Yeah, we don't tweet it as wildly as Davis. So nobody. Remembers.
Actually, I did because it was a funny win, but yeah.
Yeah, right. So Eovaldi and I just realized this, but Eovaldi and Ventura have been on the same rotation all year. So like on DraftKings and on Elite, I've been taking them together all year, and I do really well on those nights, obviously because Giordano and Eovaldi have been doing well this year. So I think tonight's my night. I think you're probably going down pretty hard, Tuttle. I think it's going to be an unfortunate night for you.
Nah.
I think so.
Trout and Pujols to the rescue.
Nah. More importantly, it's time for Knapp's competition.
I'm waiting for the music.
You caught me off guard there.
Dave's got one job.
I was tweeting.
One freaking job.
Soccer Dave's been a Soccer Dave.
He sits there and plays with himself the whole time.
Wow.
Not completely factual.
He's playing Clash of Clans, dude.
Oh, that was kind of weak. Wasn't that loud?
Don't even talk to me about weak, Nap. After you just sipped your energy drink. Who sips an energy drink like you do with your pinkies up?
David.
I gotta let it seep in. You can't just pound it at once.
You gotta let the energy seep in your bones, man.
First time someone's ever said you gotta let the energy drink seep in. Oh gosh! All right, can we get on to the competition?
Last man.
All right, so today's contest is kind of stupid, but we'll see. So basically, it's gonna be you're trying to get most dongs. We're craving dongs tonight, but you have to pick one lefty and one righty. No switch hitters allowed. One lefty, one righty, and then most dongs. And tiebreaker will be RBIs. So it's pretty simple, but make sure to get one of each in. Probably gonna be a lot less overlap or less, random double guesses. So yeah, that's it. Tweet me at Napsterman with the hashtag InsidersTV. Winner gets a shirt. Just pick your dongs.
Okay, if I win, do I get a shirt? David?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Because I just won.
Two? What does that mean? If two people have both hit 2, then tiebreaker RBI. Is that the question?
Yeah.
What's happening right now?
FCK, come on, man.
Come at me.
I think there was a joke in there. I just totally missed.
No, let's move on. That would be the Napsterman's matchup competition.
That one had more girth to it.
Yeah. It was pretty girthy.
All right. All right. Basically, continue with what we're gonna play a little trivia game.
Yeah, well, I took first place. Like, everyone else should not even put their guesses in. Like, it's over.
Chris Davis against Giordano's your lock lefty.
Yeah, he's gonna give up like 2 earned runs and strike out like 19 guys. And both of those earned runs are gonna be Chris Davis solo shots.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and then
got-
CJ Cron's obviously hitting like 9. So.
What did you see the lineup? You don't get to change your guess.
Yeah, he's in.
Yeah.
Oh, never
Batting
mind.
fifth.
Damn it.
Batting fifth,
Kyle
dude.
Gill's leading off.
Yep, I'm winning all the monies.
Okay.
All the monies.
Tell me a site that you're taking Kron over Pujols, though.
Fantasy.
Oh, everywhere.
Don't stop it.
He's locked, dude. When CJ Cron is in the, I've played him every single day he's been available. True story.
Stop.
He's hitting 460 versus lefties.
Pujols is down to 3,600. Stop it.
Draft day
Side
is
bet, side
1,700
bet.
less.
Side bet. What do you want to side bet?
Side bet Pujols over Kron.
FanDuel points.
Sure.
Okay. What do you want to bet?
I don't know.
How about we
You,
bet one
you,
of
you and Nap finally paying off singular ladies.
Okay,
Oh!
yeah. If I win, I don't have to do singular ladies.
No.
Okay.
Do not take that away from us, Tuttle. You guys.
Kitchen, it's never happening.
It's
Way
happening.
too much.
It's happening next show. It is happening next show.
Kitchen,
Thank you, Dan, for reminding me.
I promise you, I will not do that.
Yeah, no, you guys are karaokeing something.
Now,
And
if
Jordan
we're-
Case just guessed 2 right-handed hitters, so we got that going for us.
Yeah.
Mike Trout and CJ Cron. Okay, Jordan. Good job.
Jordan always does this, dude. He's always just... he's so frustrating. Jordan Case is a super frustrating human being. I've been trying... Oh, my God. I have to live with him next year. This is happening. That kid's going to be responsible for paying 1/3 of the rent of where I'm going to be living. So, super looking forward to that.
Do not pick 2 Angels. They will not qualify. There's not a lefty in that lineup.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, well, we should probably talk about first base for real then. So, I'm assuming Pujols is your number 1 option, Total?
Yes, sir.
Nap?
Or Autodon? Oh, just first base, right?
Yeah.
First base. I like Teixeira. I know it's against this kind of a guy he's never faced, but man, why'd I say that? We're talking about Cron. I like Cron too, but I just looked at my lineup I had in place, and I have Teixeira. I'd rather have a guy. I don't know why. I just have Teixeira.
All right.
Worst analysis. I just
Hashtag analysis.
It's a
All right,
field play. It's just not. I know everyone's gonna be on Cron.
Yeah. Everyone's playing Cron. Let's move to third base.
Swisher's like Dink says in chat. Swisher's better than Crown.
Okay, well, we'll side bet that. I'll talk to Dink and G-Chat, and we'll side bet that too. Third base, Carlos Santana. We running that train back. He's on fire. He's hot right now.
He gets stolen bases now, so I mean, why not?
Not today, but
Yeah.
man, I just feel like everyone's gonna be on the Indians after last night, and they're gonna put up 2 runs. Like, I don't know why.
Who else? I mean, who else is there at third base?
I like Juan Francisco. I think Salazar is just gonna just put. I don't know. It's just a feeling. Solarte is available. DraftKings draft day and FanDuel third base. I love him.
Longoria is not a bad matchup, I suppose.
Yeah, if there's every guy who's due, it's him to dong. Like, man. Valencia on DraftKings third base.
Yeah, Valencia is super cheap.
Man, I don't
we have like 8 minutes left on this show, so we need to move to outfield.
Okay.
So I already mentioned that I liked the 2 Yankees guys with the platoon advantage. I think all of us are probably going to be on Trout. Is this a night that you're like really trying to pay up for Trout even in cash games?
You don't have to try.
Yeah, I guess because all the pitchers are so cheap, you don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, he's in your lineup. There you go. You don't have to try to force him in anywhere.
Yeah, in terms of like power potential, I really like Will Myers tonight. I think that because he doesn't get the platoon advantage very often, but he stays in when he doesn't have the platoon advantage, his price is super affordable almost everywhere because his raw stats like haven't quite reached his like power profile. So I think. Is
he projected reverse splits? Because he is, isn't he?
No, he has the platoon advantage tonight.
Yeah, but isn't he a reverse splits hitter? Significantly, significantly.
Why would I ever let the facts get in the way of me making like a good point?
Yeah, in his career, he's been better against same-handed pitching. No, he has. Fairly significantly better against right-handed pitching in his career. But, I mean, it's a pretty small sample size, so I don't know if that's projected to change. But righty on righty, he's got 351 WOBA, 182 ISO. Against lefty, 322 WOBA, 137 ISO.
All of those numbers, I don't like numbers. They make my head hurt. No, I don't know. I honestly, Will Myers got traded away from the Royals, so I try and like pretend that he doesn't exist. So as much as possible, I just like avoid his existence. So I didn't know that. But
and Dink says it's projected. He's not projected to be a reverse splits guy, so you can see some of that.
Yeah. When in doubt, just ask Dink because Dink.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, other outfielders. Nap, who are you looking at?
I like the 2 Giants, or Pence and Morse. I'm targeting them. I just think for their price, they're under 4K each on DraftKings. I think one's gonna dong, and I really like both to have nice games. I don't want to pay up because I'm using Kane and Ventura on most sites, so that's kind of most of the salary. So I like that combo. If you're not gonna force Trout in.
Okay, I like to force Trout in places generally, so yeah, I'm on that. Tuttle, some other lower price options that you like?
I want to go high priced.
Okay, you did the same thing yesterday, man. Just
Joey Bats.
Joey Bats, okay.
Yeah, I think Joey Bats is an option. What you want? I can give you low price too. Give me Ryan Rayburn on DraftKings or Draft Street where he's outfield eligible. Fine, I can't really go low priced. Nat mentioned Cowgill. He's leading off. I think that's a pretty solid option for you. I can see playing your boy tonight, Christian.
Oh, Yelich? Yeah, Yelich I think is... I mean, Kane's good, but Yelich is in a pretty he's just a good hitter, man. He just hits the ball far and well. So
yep, if he gets one of the triples alley there.
His next pick is taken by someone else. Like, literally.
The exact 2.
Trout and Juan Francisco, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he says.
Oh, yeah. Someone, Tebow Long took him.
Yeah.
We just talked about him, too.
No, and he just texted me, and he's like, Case just texted me, he's like, God damn it, I'm a moron. So, everyone please keep laying it on, because this is pretty funny for me.
Wow.
All right. Is that it for outfielders?
Yeah, let's pull up this elite draft.
Yeah, we'll pull up the elite draft.
Eric Gardner. Go ahead.
What's that? What'd you say, Nap?
Nothing important.
Eric Young and Gardner are my 2 other guys that I'm targeting.
Oh.
I love stolen bases against rookie pitchers.
All right, so we got basically two good drafts. The Tyler Skaggs at the end, commented on earlier.
Tuttle is gonna get rocked tonight.
Dan, are you gonna get rocked tonight?
Not gonna happen.
All right, bro.
Well, it's and Steve mentioned also if you're playing the late slate, Posies $5K minimum salary. All right, this brings us to the trivia section of today's show. What we have is a little DFS trivia mixed with some history, ballpark names, and a lineup question. So 7 questions. Follow along in the chat, and we'll see what we can get. Are you guys ready? Are you 3 ready for the question?
Do we have is it a quick thing?
It's a quick thing.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. Eyes closed. Everyone with their eyes closed.
Wait, we have to close our eyes?
Yeah, close your eyes. Okay.
What?
Ready? What is Matt Joyce's salary on Fantasy Elite tonight?
5,000.
Davis 1. Everyone else 0.
That was gonna be my guess.
Wait, just who's playing? I don't know what we're doing.
Us 3.
Oh, that was the chat.
Well,
Sorry.
chat can follow along too. That's why you guys.
Why did we need to close our eyes for
But
that?
so you can't cheat with the chat.
Why don't you just tell us to move our computer screens?
Because close your eyes
just
is
not look at the chat.
a lot.
I don't even have Elite open. Just whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have Elite open either.
All right. So Reggie Jackson hit 3 home runs in Game 6 of the World Series in what year?
86.
87.
So wrong.
1969.
I'm Googling it. Come on.
Baseball's stupid.
Probably 70s. I think. You can't get it?
1977.
Tuttle 1,
Yes.
Davis 1, Nap 0.
Fish Cake won.
No, I won.
Yeah.
Fine.
Fish Cake King did have it. It was 77. But as far as our 3 hosts, we're tied at 1 with Davis and Dan. Okay, question number 3. What is a win on Draft Street worth?
4.
10. Oh, at least I draft there.
Ooh,
It's 2. It's
got
2.
it.
It's only worth 2 on Draft Street.
It's worth
I heard
2.
draft and just jumped the gun.
Tuttle 2, Davis 1, Nap 0. Question number 4. What is the Pittsburgh Pirates ballpark called?
PNC Park. That was me.
No way.
It was easily me. I said
That
it
is
before
Davis. I think that
Yeah.
we'll let chat decide, but I think Davis got it.
I had my peak
Whoa,
first.
whoa,
That was- I said it-
My peak was first.
Whoa,
I was
whoa,
done.
whoa.
I was done saying it before Tuttle even realized what the question was.
Replay. I'm gonna replay this after the show.
Yeah, we need
yeah,
it was
replay.
easily me.
Everyone in the chat says it was me. So
yeah,
you guys.
I
lose.
think it
Stop
may be
it.
the internet connection.
No, it was Davis
It was
started out
probably glitched.
Davis started out really strong. He's like PN C Park. And I said I finished the arc way
Okay,
before he did.
we'll go to the tape later. For right now, it's 2-2
literally every person in chat said it was
to
me.
0. Okay. If you pitched a no-hitter if you played a pitcher that pitched a no-hitter
5 points.
on DraftKings,
5 points.
what would the total bonus be for pitching that no-hitter on DraftKings?
7.
5 points. It's 5 points.
The complete game bonus too. 10.
Davis!
Oh, it's 10. I remember that.
Davis! Woo!
Points. I remember that.
You didn't.
You guys suck at this game. You guys suck.
No.
Stop.
Tuttle,
5, 3, and 3. Oh, 5,
Tuttle
3, and 2,
cannot be dissing this trivia because you didn't even let the question come out.
5 points. It was 5 points. I win. All right.
Total
3-2,
bonus.
I'm
You got to
up.
wait to the end of the
He
question.
said the total bonus.
Yeah.
I'm kicking your ass, Tuttle.
Total. He didn't say total
Okay,
bonus
ready?
for. Hey, no. Hey,
You didn't finish the question. That's
he's
what-
wrong. Hey, he's wrong. I'm on their page right now. A no hitter is 5 points.
Complete
And a
game.
complete game is 5.
Complete games 2.5. Complete game shutouts 2.5. You
So
can have
10.
You can have a no hitter with a
Oh.
longer run.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
Oh, that's a rigged question.
So it's
Then give me half a point then.
no points. No points.
That's a
Yeah.
bad question. There's a lot of ways you can have not. shut out.
Well, I said total bonus, so don't.
You should have said perfect game.
Oh, Nap, you should get a question right before you start criticizing the questions.
I did. I said PNC. I promise.
I said it first.
Nap,
Right,
I think you're gonna have to get the
points.
question like 3 seconds before everyone else's because your internet connection.
Exactly.
All right. Who is batting 8th in the New York Yankees lineup tonight?
Brian Roberts.
Roberts. That's Tuttle. That's Tuttle.
That was Tuttle.
That was
Definitely
Tuttle.
Tuttle.
So
Gonna
it
get one.
is 3-3-0. Last question.
Do a Giants question.
Last question. If you entered a 109 on FanDuel, how many FanDuel points would you get?
100. Less than 25% of them.
Why does that
That
matter?
wasn't in the question.
How 75% of the time, if a no-hitter is pitched, how many points do you get, bonus points do you get on DraftKings? I don't think that was the question.
Hey,
if
do your
there's no runs scored, that's how the question should be phrased.
The winner of the first ever
not
DFS
Tuttle.
trivia question.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
That was rigged. No Giants. No
Fuck
Giants
rigged.
question.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy being Tuttle athlete.
That'll do it for today's show.
What's the secret word?
What's that?
No one won the bonus?
No one won the bonus. The phrase was double dong.
Damn it, I thought it was gonna
You
be.
just said it, and I
Say
just put
double
one in the
dong.
chat.
I
You
said it was
just
gonna be
and I
dong,
put
and I
one in
was like,
chat.
wait, what if it's double dong?
I get $25.
No.
Whoa.
No, people were trying to cheat. People were trying to cheat and say, "What's the guy with the most home run upside?" Someone even asked,
Oranges. That's why.
What's
That's
it-
why you kept asking that dang question.
Oh,
I was like, what the hell is this?
and Nap
Damn.
even asked. Nap's competition was even a multiple home run
Yeah.
thing,
wow.
and no
That
one.
close.
You guys never said it, so we'll just do it again next
Man.
Thursday and see if you guys.
Sorry about that.
I really feel like that was a pretty easy one, though. I'm surprised no one said it. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Mr. Tuttle 05, the trivia winner on today's show.
Oh God,
Napster
I'm so
Man,
salty.
at Napster Man, and then Davis Maddock, the trivia loser.
God,
I'll post a link to the Fantasy Elite draft between Davis and Mr. Tuttle. We need to make sure we have a Mr. Tuttle and Napster Man draft tonight because you guys haven't drafted against each other.
We have.
Yeah, we have. His A's killed me.
Well, not like
It's the night that he was regretting fading Josh Donaldson, who hit 2 home
Yeah,
runs.
that was the fate of the night, and he double donged it.
yeah,
Yep.
Hell yeah.
don't know. So,
No
anyways,
regrets. No regrets.
that will do it. Tomorrow on the show. You guys, I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about on the show tomorrow.
Oh, Leone
Oh, I
says
said-
he's gonna.
I said double dong.
Leone says he's gonna be me tomorrow
Yeah.
on the show.
Leone's
So,
gonna open up with the Davis Maddock impression, so that should be fun. Leone,
He's gonna do it wrong. He's gonna be like, "Hey,
Leone,
Guys,
Laffy, and
I'm
Davis will be
Davis.
on the show tomorrow. We gotta go, so we'll see you. Thanks to Fantasy Insiders guest for joining us, and thanks to Fantasy Elite, the app that you get in the iStore, for sponsoring the show. Today was a fun show
not called the
on
iStore.
a gross slate rather. I'm giving you the screen, Tuttle, so if you want to make a shot, now it's your chance.
Do it off the wall dunk.